guy made $1,000 while playing this game. If this was a Mr. Beast style video, this would have been a good intro, but it's not. People expect things like that when they hear about play to earn, playing games, and earning money. I'm here to set the record straight and help you manage your resources.
Yo, test.
Such as your time and your wealth while playing these blockchain-based video games. This is one of the most successful crypto blockchain Web3 games out there. Is that what you expected? Well, if you're in the Web3 industry, in the Web3 gaming industry, then you know we have games which are better than this, but this one was the most successful one by far. Anyway, welcome back to the Mindblow Show, ladies and gentlemen. My name is the Inspector, and the first talking point of the day is playing games and earning money. So you can earn money while playing games. That statement is true, but it's more complicated than that. At the beginning, I said someone made $1,000 while playing that game. In reality, that is possible, believe it or not. Some games do offer that, but in order to get to the point where someone would, for example, take the game big time and earn $1,000 per day while playing, he would need to invest quite a bit of money and quite a bit of time in order to get to the point where he can do that. But technically, it is possible. Now, the game we're looking at right now is Wilder World. This game has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. It's not even out yet, but it looks amazing, and it's kind of the pinnacle of what a good crypto game, gameplay-wise, looks like. In my opinion, it has this cyberpunk style, and I just decided to play it in the background so you have something nice to watch while I tell you which mistakes you should avoid when trying crypto games. Mistake numero uno is FOMO, aka fear of missing out. A lot of people fall victim to FOMO in the regular crypto industry, even in stocks, anything to do with investing, because you see an asset going up in value and you don't want to miss out on the potential gains, and then you end up buying the top and holding a bag for who knows how long until you can sell the asset at zero net profit or potentially at a little bit of a loss even. So I found this interesting article written on Medium, and the number one mistake this guy said was FOMO. So this was his main mistake, and let's try to learn from someone who has made the FOMO mistake with crypto games in the past. So, and I quote, "I think my main mistake was being too afraid to miss out an opportunity." A lot of people fall victim to this, as stated before. When we talk about play-to-earn games, we can mention Axie Infinity and CryptoKitties. Axie Infinity was the first game I showed you in this video, the one that doesn't look too exciting, but it is one of the most successful ones, which have had immeasurable success. Nowadays, the entry ticket for these games is so expensive that it's not even worth hoping to get in without dropping a big bill. Betting on newer, fast-growing names through IGOs seems to be a bit more suitable strategy for smaller pockets. The problem is that this is obviously a risky bet. If the game takes off, you can win the jackpot, but if it doesn't, you can lose your entire stake. So this person writing this article has played a game called Dragonery. Now, this is a game I've not even heard about, and the only thing we do on this channel is cover Web3 crypto games. When I started playing Dragonery in August 2021, their coin was selling at 44 cents. I was happy, because it was really cheap. I thought it would increase in value and I could profit on it. Now, this is also a mistake people make all the time. They see something that's worth 40 cents and they think that's cheap. But the price of the token, the price of the coin, doesn't necessarily matter. You should look at the market capitalization, should look at how much money is invested overall in that project. This could just mean that they have a lot of tokens available, and so the price is low while everybody is already over invested in it. So this could mean a lot of things, and you know, it's very important to do your own research on things like this. But the price of a token in of itself isn't necessarily important. Unfortunately, it has gone down to hit $0.0079. Now, this is something we see all the time in the bear market. A coin would go down in value for 90% and then inevitably it would go back up. Some tokens, though, never go back up, depending on how useful it is, how good of a community they have, and many, many other things. Every time the price went down, I listened to everyone say, buy the dip. I was so afraid of missing out on a great opportunity that I kept making the same mistakes over and over again. Instead of waiting and watching, I went for it. I could have invested less money, but I wanted to follow all the others at all costs, for fear of regretting not having been able to jump on the bandwagon if the game suddenly became a big success. Now, how would you measure a game being a success or not? Well, for me, it is how fun is it? Like, take Big Time, for example. Great game, you could earn a lot of money in it. So one of the most profitable games out there at the moment. People still making hundreds of dollars per day while playing it. Obviously, with investing and buying their NFTs. Now, the threshold to entry at the moment is very high, but most of these people have entered way before in the past when the entry was much cheaper. Now, I have invested myself when the entry was cheaper, and I have been playing it, and I have been earning money in the game, over $50 per day. But it wasn't fun enough for me to keep coming back to it day after day after day. So I just kind of stopped playing at one point, and after not playing for over a week,
why are we still here?
and so eventually I just sold my NFTs for profit and I never went back to playing it again. So for me, a game also needs to be fun. It needs to check 3 boxes. It needs to be fun, so good gameplay, first box. Second box, it needs to have good NFT utility. So if an NFT is just there for existing purposes and doesn't do much, that's not it. It needs to have a good, unique, creative utility, in my opinion. There's the second box. The third box is a good in-game economy, the play-to-earn part. It needs to nail the play-to-earn part. The game that checks all 3 boxes will be the most successful crypto game of all time. I am sure of it. That's my opinion. And anyway, let's continue with our friend's story of the FOMO, or fear of missing out. So here he says, the definition of FOMO is a social phenomenon closely linked to the digitalization of our daily lives. The term describes anxiety of missing out on something. Everything that concerns financial investments tends to accentuate this phenomenon. I have never in my life heard of this word, but I understand what he wants to say. So basically, he kept buying the dip throughout the bear market as the game was failing, as the token was crashing, and because he had FOMO, because he didn't want to miss out on potential gains, and he ended up holding a bag and his investment eventually going to almost zero. So avoid FOMO at all costs. That's mistake number 1. It is so very important. That's why I talk about it for so long. This is the part of the video where we talk about the first mistake the longest, because in my mind, it is so important to talk about the FOMO, and there will always be the next big game. There will always be the next big coin. Do not FOMO into something just because you feel a little bit of pressure of not missing out. You will miss out on so many things you have no clue. Like, if this is going to be your first bull market, you will miss out on so many things. It's actually hilarious how many things everyone will miss out on, because no one has enough capital or enough time to invest in everything. And then if you do invest in everything, inevitably most of those assets will go down. Anyway, do not FOMO. Mistake number 2, DYOR, or do your own research. Very important part. Do not just blindly listen to influencers like myself. If I say a game is fun, if I say a game is profitable, it is fun and profitable for myself at the moment. Don't just blindly hop into something and start investing and buying NFTs just because you heard somewhere that it's good at the moment for that person doing the video or writing the tweet or wherever you have heard about it. So if you see something that you think is pretty cool, like for example, we have Wilder World here. They have their own token, the Wild token. Now, because I said I love the way it looks and I think this is going to be a great game gameplay-wise, does that mean you should just buy the token? Absolutely not. You should do your own research and you should see if it's something that fits your personal narrative. In crypto, everybody's their own financial advisor, and so you do have to do your own due diligence. A lot of people don't like to do due diligence, hence they listen to other people online telling them what to buy and where to go. So, very important mistake people make is they do not do their own research, and inevitably, eventually, you will lose your money. Something will go down because you didn't do enough research. Happened to me so many times that I am talking about experience. I am talking from experience rather about this one. So when it comes to crypto gaming, research is vital. Before putting any money into a game or a platform, you need to gather all the information about them first. Read reviews from trusted sources and see what other traders think about it as well. So rather than just listening to one person, you could potentially listen to many people at once.
Some people will be against it.
Some people will be for it.
And then you can form your own opinion based on that. So this will help you determine the best crypto games to invest in. And remember, knowledge equals profits. Most of the time. Mistake number 3. I call it eggs in baskets. Now, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. Basket could set on fire and you lose all your eggs. What is it with the tongue twisters? The basket could set on fire and you could lose all your eggs. You could drop the basket and break your eggs. Many things can happen to baskets and eggs. So another way of calling this could be placing all your money in one crypto game. Never put all your eggs in one basket. It is always wise to diversify your investments, as this helps spread out the risk over multiple sources rather than just relying on one source. If something goes wrong with a particular investment, you still have your other investments to fall back on. But if you have all your eggs in one basket, all your investments in one crypto game, for this specific example, and the game fails, now you've lost everything. And this is a big mistake people do make. Now, if you put all your investment in one game and the game succeeds, well, good for you, but that's very risky. Now, the last mistake, or rather this is going to be multiple mistakes under one category, I call it Misc, or miscellaneous, as this is going to be just a quick look at many mistakes that people, me included, have been making in the past when it comes to crypto games. Betting on the wrong platform is one of them. Before you start betting cryptocurrencies, please ensure that the platform you're using is reliable and secure. Investigate before investing, read reviews, see what other people think about it, and then compare different platforms in terms of fees, how easy they are to use, what security measures they use also, and also following big traders and what platforms they use is usually a good bet. One thing that I absolutely have to mention is forgetting your password. A lot of people, unfortunately, don't write down their passwords for their wallets. Now, this is something that's a general mistake people make in all of crypto, not just specific to crypto gaming, but I felt the need to mention this. So for security purposes, obviously crypto wallets require passwords. Very, very strong passwords that are very hard to remember. I don't know if anyone knows their crypto wallet password on top of their heads. It'd be very weird if someone did know that. So here's what I do to not ever forget my passwords is I write it down. I write it down on a piece of paper, but then I also have it on a little flash drive in the form of a text, and the flash drive is always somewhere with me. I don't necessarily bring it out with me when I go outside of the house. I don't mean that. I know what you're thinking. I have it somewhere in my room. I'm not gonna go out of the house with all my money on a little flash drive that I could potentially lose. that would be also a mistake you should avoid. Sending cryptocurrencies to the wrong address is another mistake you should definitely avoid making. So when playing crypto games, a lot of times you need to buy NFTs, and to buy those NFTs, you need to hold a specific cryptocurrency on a specific wallet. For example, we have reviewed Legends of Illumia recently. It is a game on Solana, and now in order for me to buy the NFT to play the game, I needed to send some Solana from centralized exchange, so Bybit, that I have bought on, and send the Solana over to the Phantom wallet, which hosts Solana, and then from the Phantom wallet, I would buy the NFT. Now, if I used any other network other than Solana to send this, I would have lost my assets. So just always double check and measure twice before sending any cryptocurrency so you don't lose your assets. They would just burn and be lost forever. There's so many other things I can also talk about in terms of mistakes that I have made in the past, that people have made in the past, but we will end this one here. If you do want to see a part 2 of this video where I talk about more things you got to look out for, let me know in the comment section down below and I will be sure to do so. I hope you enjoyed this video, which is in a little bit of a different format than what I usually do. Just wanted to get some things out of the way. We have an upcoming bull market and a lot of new people will enter our industry. So these are some of the things I think they should watch out for, especially the FOMO, which is why I have spent a significant amount of time in this video talking about it. I have been the victim of FOMO so many times. There you go. Thank you for watching. I'm leaving.